Welcome back to Reflect. My name is Brendan. So as another hurricane approaches Florida and Donald Trump is lying about the relief efforts of Hurricane Helene, which caused so much damage in the South, especially North Carolina, Kamala Harris went on to The View this morning to talk about Donald Trump's lies and the hurricane relief efforts that are ongoing right now and that will take place once the new hurricane hits Florida.
Let's talk about something you would do different from Donald Trump. Right now, there is a monster storm barreling towards my state of Florida, a place that's still reeling from Hurricane Helene. Trump is lying, claiming that the Biden administration is intentionally withholding aid from the areas where Republicans live and that FEMA funds are being redirected to migrants. Ironically, that is something he did in 2019. What do you think the effect of these lies are, and why is he doing this?
Well, it's profound, and it is the height of irresponsibility and, frankly, callousness. So lives are literally at stake right now. I traveled to Georgia and to North Carolina after Hurricane Helene. In Georgia, I met a woman who just days earlier, her husband was killed in their home by a fallen tree. Days later, I met with her and her daughter. You can imagine the pain, the shock that they are still in about what they experienced, what they witnessed. I mean, we're talking about real human beings and their lives, and them losing everything. Everything. This woman lost her husband, her child lost her father. People are losing their home with no hope of ever being able to reconstruct or return. And the idea that somebody would be playing political games for the sake of himself, but this is so consistent about Donald Trump. He puts himself before the needs of others. I fear that he really lacks empathy on a very basic level to care about the suffering of other people and then understand the role of a leader is not to beat people down, it's to lift people up.
Absolutely.
Especially in a time of crisis.
So it's very clear here that Kamala Harris reminds us time and time again that she is the epitome of a human that we want in the Oval Office, and that Donald Trump is inhumane. We've seen it for years with Donald Trump, but we're also starting to see Kamala Harris with almost every interaction she has with people she meets on the ground, whether they're in a disaster relief area or just waiting in line to see her. We see that she can empathize with these people almost immediately.
I understand. I'm pretty sure you know.
Oh, it's gonna be good. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. We are all in this together.
Yes, we are.
We're gonna be fine.
We are.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
I'm so much.
Huh?
Yes.
Did you get some spices?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. We're standing strong, right? We love our country.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Donald Trump isn't the only one who is playing politics with disaster relief. DeSantis, Florida's governor, is also getting in on the game.
President, Governor DeSantis, NBC is reporting Governor DeSantis is ignoring your calls on hurricanes, resources, and help. How does that hurt the situation here?
You know, moments of crisis, if nothing else, should really be the moment that anyone who calls themselves a leader says they're going to put politics aside and put the people first. People are in desperate need of support right now, and playing political games with this moment in these crisis situations, these are the height of emergency situations, is just utterly irresponsible, and it is selfish, and it is about political gamesmanship instead of doing the job that you took an oath to do, which is to put the people first.
This is going to be different than they've been before, and I know a lot of folks might think, I've been through this, I grew up here, I've seen it all, I'll be fine. This one is going to be different, and that's why I called the governor. about what Florida has received in terms of impact, we have to have an agreement that at some point we all need to work together to combine resources, especially federal, state, and local resources around these kinds of disasters. And I think it's a shame that that hasn't happened, but look, it has at the local level and with, you know, other state elected. So
He'll take your call on your president.
Here's the thing you should know on that point. And when I'm president, I will continue to call him to see what he needs for help.
Maybe he won't be in office anymore then. Just saying.
Going back to the callousness that Kamala Harris described Donald Trump as, we can say the same thing about Ron DeSantis. I mean, Ron DeSantis is really clearly a child in an adult's role here. Of course, he praised President Biden for approving every ask that he's had for the hurricane preparedness and the clearance of debris once the hurricane hits. But that was Ron DeSantis taking the call from President Biden because he knew his state would get something from it. DeSantis, when he had the opportunity to take the vice president's call, simply refused because he's not going to get anything from that. And the only thing that Kamala would get is looking or appearing to be responsible, to be a responsible presidential leader. And of course, Ron DeSantis can't pick up a phone call to talk to the president, the vice president of the United States, the soon to be president of the United States. But I love what Kamala said there. It's like, look, I'm still going to call you once I'm president. I'm still going to be there for the people of Florida, for the Americans in these disaster relief areas, because that's what real leaders do. Can't say the same thing for Ron DeSantis, can't say the same thing for Donald Trump. So these clips, playing them together, it's a reminder that it's not just Donald Trump who is the danger to Americans in disaster relief areas. It's not just Donald Trump who's the guy who's going to play politics with people's lives after they're hit by a damn hurricane. No, it's the Republican Party. It's the Florida governor. It's Donald Trump. It's Ron DeSantis. It's all of these MAGA morons who simply refuse to be adults when it comes to saving Americans. Let me know what your thoughts are on the clips. Share your reflections down below and be sure to subscribe so you get my future videos. I'll see you next time.